All right. Happy New Year, everyone. It's been a while, but we're back. Okay, so we're going to focus on the stock indices, which are my favorite to trade. All right, so the first one we have up here is the Russell, and these are daily charts we're looking at. You'll notice that the market did top out last year in November, and you saw this extreme, sell-off here. And now the market is consolidating, and you can see that from the pointer here on December the 24th, and your resistance bar is Monday, January the 6th. All right, so you're trading in this range right now. And it's kind of a tight range, not too wide, but it's a range nonetheless. So your supports and your resistance zones have been identified. So the market's going to have to get back up to this level above the 23 13. Yeah, so 23.13 on this Russell. And you don't want to see the market, if you're bullish, close below the 22.11 handle. All right, so that's kind of what's going on here. So consolidation to start the year off. But keep in mind that all four stock indices are still in bull market territory. You're not a bear market. You are in a corrective phase, which is bearish. All corrections in a bull market are bearish because it's a pullback that deepens into a full-blown correction. So if the market, let's say it stopped here, that's what we'll call a pullback, not a correction. This overdone pullback is corrective. Does that make sense? So that's kind of the way you want to look at it. All right. I do anticipate that the markets are bottoming out here, and at some point will go higher and start trending again to the upside. The Nasdaq 100 not as pronounced as the Russell, but it still had pretty significant price destruction. So you have your support right here at 29.83, and your resistance is at 21.559. All right, and again, the markets are trying to bottom out here, fill a base for another run higher. I do not believe that we have topped out yet. I think we're going to get at minimum one last push higher, and then by the end of the first quarter of 2025, that's when the markets will start the topping out phase. Now, here in the SP 500, similar story, but a little bit different because your support is back here at 58.65 and 3/4, and your resistance zone is at 60.68 and a quarter. Okay, so a little bit more significant, but still, you see the market's flattening out here, and all it needs to do is to bottom out, and then I think the market will resume rallying yet again, because we're still in a bull market. And then, of course, last but not least, is your Dow. And you can see here, same thing, bottoming out formation here as the market's trying to build a nice little base to start taking off like a rocket to the upside yet again. Now, we do have economic stuff coming out next week. We got CPI stuff, so, you know, the markets are going to be full of vigor. Now, tomorrow, the federal government will be closed for President Carter's funeral. Um, I'm sure markets will probably be open. Normally, the stock market follows the federal government as far as opens. If the federal government's closed, normally that means the banks will be closed and the stock market will be closed. But I don't know how they're going to do this. I just know the federal government's closed tomorrow. So the market's been kind of quiet. Not a lot, you know, a lot of noise being made here. Just trading in tight ranges. So we'll see how things close today and see if we can get any more clues as far as where we're going. But while I have you here, I did have a question that came up in the trading room. So these four futures contracts here, these are futures, stock index futures. This is the Dow, the S&P, the Nasdaq, and the Russell. Now, the tickle. Now, I like to do the micros. Okay, so it used to be just the the E-minis, but now we have the mini micros, and those are more fun. So the ticker is MYM for the Dow. You see MES for the S&P 500. You see MNQ for the Nasdaq and M2K for the Russell. These are the four pairs that I trade in and out of every day. If I trade anything, it's going to be these. All right, these are my core four holdings. I'm normally either long or short or on the sidelines waiting for orders to be filled. I'm always operating in these four markets, hands down. I do like to add gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum as well, but I don't trade those as often. I like to get into those when there is a clear trend with momentum behind it. Then that's when those become fun. And, gold and silver to the top side is the most fun to trade. But when they fall off, they get kind of weird grinding and not as fun. So you can go longer periods of time without getting fills. It's just a waste of my time. So I focus on the core four right here. You're always going to get bang for your buck out of these four. All right, always. So this is what I like to do. Now, with the Dow, there's no decimals. Now, on the reports, there will be decimals at times. Just ignore those decimals. All right, that's not how the Dow futures trades. So you see the current price here. These are real-time prices, by the way. It's at 42,880 right now. You can see that. So that's how you would type that in if you wanted to go long at 42,880. All right, and vice versa. If you were looking to short it at that price, you would just type in 42,880, and that's how you do that. The E-mini S&P 500 and the E-mini Nasdaq, or I said micro S&P and micro Nasdaq, they trade in quarters. So you will see decimals on these. And it goes 25, 50, 75, and 00. Okay, so that's how those should be. Now, in the reports, it may have a different number at the decimal. You just have to round. When you're looking to get long, you round up. When you're looking to get short, you round down. And that's the same for the NASDAQ S&P. They're in quarters, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, and 00. The Russell is a little bit different. The Russell and gold trade the same. So the decimal there will be in 10. So 0.10, 0.20, 0.30, 0.40, 0.50, all the way up to 00. All right, that's how you trade the Russell, and that's also how you would trade the micro gold futures as well. Um, Bitcoin and the micro silver, I believe, they're different silver products, but they are a little bit different. Um, like the Bitcoin futures, the micro, it's in I think point 0.5, like 50. So it's like 50 and 00. That's it. And then there's another. I think is it the Ethereum micro futures? I think that's the one that's like point 0.5. So you got to do intervals like that. And silver's weird like that too. And so you just have to double check those. And regardless what platform you use, you should be able to check it, and it should tell you, if you get error messages because you're not doing the decimals right. And sometimes in the price, you can use the price ladder if it's, if you just can't think it through. Just use the price ladders because that'll come up when you're placing your trades too. I no longer trade on Thinkorswim platform ever since they got bought out by Charles Schwab. I just found it no longer the same comfortable place to do business, so I moved everything over to the Interactive Brokers platform. That's the one I use. I think they're the better platform, all the hands down. Um, you may want to check as far as what their minimums are. I know back in the day the minimum with them was 10,000. It still may be. Maybe they've lowered it. I don't know, but you can double check. Um, and to trade the micro futures, the margins are really small because these things move in smaller increments. So it's more of a level playing field for smaller accounts to get involved. All right, and you also have the ability to trade in fractions for stocks. So like, let's say Apple Computer is $1,000 a share. You can buy bits of that. Like it's like trading crypto. So if you don't have $1,000 but you want to trade Apple, you can buy $10 worth of Apple or $20 worth of Apple. Fractional shares are now available for trading at interactive brokers as well. So again, it's a lot more fun. When I was on, I think, a Swim platform, I didn't see that ability. Also, with the interactive brokers platform, you can trade in the extended hours, like the overnight markets and stuff like that. So it's just a lot more bells and whistles and a lot easier interface, and it's also easier to set up and open accounts at interactive brokers as well. All right, so just wanted to touch base with you and give you the lowdown on those. I think this year is going to be an extraordinary year. There's so many unknown variables involved. You're looking at the potential for World War III. You're looking at the potential for Yellowstone eruption. You're looking at possible magnitude 8 points and higher earthquakes in the United States, West Coast and East Coast, with the new Madrid fault line people concerned about, and the San Andreas and all this stuff going on. Then you got the you know Iran and Russia and China with the BRICS. You know, so much going on right now, and those things deserve videos on their own. So anyway, just wanted to get this out to you guys. If you have any questions, you can hit me up either on the Discord or on Slack trading room message. I do check those periodically. All right, so remember that the system works if you work the system. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give it out them back. And on that note, I'm out. Peace.